Close your eyes for a second and think about your biggest failure, the one that still stings, the one you secretly wish never happened. Now hear this clearly. That moment was not the end of your story, it was the moment your story actually began. Because the truth nobody tells you is this failure isn't a sign you're weak, it's proof you were brave enough to try and that courage is exactly where success is born. Failure is not a badge of shame. It is not evidence that you are broken, incapable, or unworthy. Failure is proof that you stepped forward while others stayed still. It is proof that you tried when comfort begged you to quit. Most people never fail big because they never try big. They stay hidden inside excuses, routines, and safe choices. You, on the other hand, dared to move. And every failure you experience is a receipt that shows you paid the price of effort. Weakness avoids failure at all costs. Courage walks straight into it. Think about this for a moment. When a baby learns to walk, it falls again and again. No one looks at that child and says, "Wow, what a failure. This kid just isn't meant to walk." We smile, we encourage, we clap. We understand instinctively that falling is part of the process. The only reason adults stop seeing failure this way is because society teaches us to associate mistakes with embarrassment. Somewhere along the line, we were taught that failing means something is wrong with us. But the truth never changed. Failure was always part of growth. We just forgot. Every meaningful achievement in human history is built on layers of failure that most people never see. Thomas Edison didn't invent the light bulb on his first attempt or his 100th. He failed thousands of times. When asked about it, he didn't call himself a failure. He said he discovered thousands of ways that didn't work. That mindset alone separates the weak from the strong. Weakness says, "This didn't work, so I must stop." Strength says, "This didn't work, so I learned something." Failure didn't weaken Edison, it sharpened him, it refined his understanding. It brought him closer to success with every attempt. Look at Michael Jordan, widely considered the greatest basketball player of all time. He was cut from his high school varsity team. Let that sink in. The man who would later dominate the sport, inspire generations, and redefine excellence was once told he wasn't good enough. That rejection didn't mean he was weak, it meant he was early. It meant his potential hadn't caught up with his ambition yet. Instead of quitting, he trained harder than everyone else. He used failure as fuel, and that is the difference. Failure didn't break him. Avoiding failure would have. Failure feels painful because it challenges your identity. It forces you to confront the gap between who you are now and who you want to become. That gap hurts, but pain is not weakness. Pain is information. Pain is feedback. Pain is the body and mind telling you that growth is happening. Weakness is numbing that pain with excuses, distractions, and denial. Strength is sitting with it, learning from it, and standing back up anyway. Think of someone trying to start a business. The first idea fails, the second one struggles. Money is lost. Doubt creeps in. Friends start questioning their choices. From the outside, it looks like repeated failure. From the inside, something powerful is happening. Skills are being built. Judgment is improving. Resilience is forming. Every failed attempt is training this person to handle pressure, uncertainty, and responsibility. By the time success finally arrives, they are not the same person who started. Failure shaped them into someone capable of sustaining success. Without those failures, success would collapse under its own weight. The world often celebrates the outcome but ignores the process. We applaud the victory and forget the losses. We admire confidence and overlook the insecurity that came before it. We see strength and ignore the moments of doubt that forged it. This creates a dangerous illusion that successful people never struggled, never failed, never questioned themselves. That illusion convinces ordinary people that their failures mean they don't belong, but they do. In fact, failure is the entry fee. If you haven't failed yet, you haven't stepped far enough into the arena. Failure also exposes something important. how badly you want something. If you fail and immediately quit, the goal may not have mattered as much as you thought. But if you fail and feel an ache to try again, that's desire speaking. That's purpose knocking on your chest. Weak people listen to fear. Strong people listen to that inner pull that says, "This matters. Try again." Failure is the test that separates curiosity from commitment. Consider J.K. Rowling. Before Harry Potter became a global phenomenon, she was a single mother living on welfare. Her manuscript was rejected by 12 publishers. 12 times she was told no. 12 times the world gave her evidence to quit. If failure was a sign of weakness, her story would have ended there. But she persisted. She believed in her story even when no one else did. Those rejections weren't proof she lacked talent. They were proof she was brave enough to keep submitting her work to judgment. And eventually, one yes changed her life forever. Failure also teaches humility, and humility is strength disguised as softness. When you fail, your ego takes a hit. You are forced to admit you don't know everything. You are forced to ask questions, seek help, and learn. Weakness pretends to be perfect. Strength admits imperfection and grows anyway. Failure strips away arrogance and replaces it with wisdom. That wisdom becomes your edge later on. Most people fear failure because they think it defines them. But failure is an event, not an identity. You are not a failure because you failed. You are a person who attempted something difficult. The strongest people in the world are not those who never fall, but those who refuse to stay down. Each time you stand back up, you rewrite the meaning of failure. It stops being a verdict and becomes a lesson. Failure also builds emotional endurance. The first time you fail, it feels devastating. The second time, it still hurts, but you recover faster. Over time, you realize that failure didn't kill you. It didn't erase your worth. It didn't end your story. That realization is powerful. It frees you, it gives you permission to take bigger risks, to aim higher, to dream louder. People who never fail live inside small dreams. People who fail and survive learn that they can handle more than they ever imagined. There is also a quiet confidence that comes from failure. Not the loud, flashy kind, but a deep inner knowing. You stop being afraid of trying because you've already faced the worst-case scenario and lived through it. You stop needing validation from everyone else. You trust yourself more because you've tested yourself. That confidence cannot be taught. It is earned through experience, and failure is the teacher. Think about athletes, artists, entrepreneurs, leaders. None of them reached excellence by accident. They trained, practiced, failed, adjusted, and tried again. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not talent alone. It is tolerance for failure, the ability to keep going when results don't come quickly, the willingness to look foolish before looking successful, the courage to be bad at something long enough to become good at it. Failure also reveals character. When things go wrong, who do you become? Do you blame others, or do you take responsibility? Do you hide, or do you reflect? Do you quit, or do you adapt? These moments shape you. They turn effort into integrity. Weakness avoids responsibility. Strength embraces it. Failure gives you the opportunity to choose strength again and again. If you are failing right now, understand this. You are not behind. You are in training. You are doing the work most people are too afraid to do. Your failure is not a stop sign. It is a signal that you are moving. Progress is not a straight line. It is a series of falls, corrections, and breakthroughs. The only way to truly fail is to stop trying. So take your failure and study it. Ask what it taught you. Ask how it can make you better. Then take the next step, even if it's small, especially if it's small. Momentum is built one attempt at a time. Strength is built one recovery at a time. Confidence is built one comeback at a time. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of it. It is the shadow that proves the light exists. It is the evidence that you are alive, engaged, and reaching for more. And the next time you fail, Don't ask yourself what's wrong with you. Ask yourself how brave you must be to keep going. Because the truth nobody tells you is this: every strong person you admire was once exactly where you are now, staring at a failure and deciding not to let it be the end. So here's the truth you need to carry with you when this video ends and the world rushes back in. Your failure did not disqualify you. It confirmed you're in the game. Every setback you faced is proof that you had the courage to step forward when it would have been easier to stay still. And courage, not comfort, is where meaningful lives are built. Stop waiting for a moment when you feel ready or confident enough. Confidence is not the entry ticket. It is the reward for showing up again after things go wrong. Take one action today that your fear has been talking you out of. Apply again, try again. Speak up again, start again. Not because you are guaranteed success, but because you are strong enough to handle the process. Remember this: the people who change their lives are not the ones who never fail. They are the ones who refuse to let failure decide their future. Your past does not get to vote on what you become next. This moment does. Right now. So stand up, carry your lessons with pride, and move forward with intention. You are not broken. You are becoming. And if you keep going, one day your story will be the proof someone else needs to believe they can rise too.